Hey everyone, Microsoft just dropped an exciting new feature in Azure DevOps that could our DevOps folks' life easier. It's called Managed DevOps Pools, and it's here to make our infrastructure management and agent management way much smoother and efficient. Let's dive into what makes it such a game changer. Managed DevOps Pools, aka MDP, is designed to eliminate the hassle of maintaining DevOps infrastructure, i.e. your agent pool infrastructure in your Azure DevOps settings. Instead of spending time managing your agent pools, you can now focus on more development and your infrastructure management. MDP combines the flexibility of the self-hosted agents with the ease of the Microsoft hosted agents, which will giving you the best of the both worlds. Let me give you guys a backstory of what happened and why Microsoft came up with such an amazing feature in Azure DevOps agent pools. Microsoft has over 100,000 engineers working on a diverse range of projects from cloud services, gaming, devices, and much more. Managing such a vast and different DevOps infrastructure was a huge challenge for them, I guess. And with the teams creating thousands of self-hosted agents, this led to insufficient, duplicated efforts and security risk. To address this issue, Microsoft One engineering team, i.e. One ES, developed an internal solution called One ES Hosted Pools. This service centralizes the management, reduces the cost by 60%, and allows teams to focus on more coding. With the success of One ES Hosted Pools, Microsoft decided to offer this powerful solution to everyone through Managed DevOps Pools. So, why you should care about Managed DevOps Pools? Here are the key benefits. Hosted on your behalf. The VMs powering the agents are getting created and managed by Microsoft services in Microsoft-owned Azure subscriptions. As you can see in this diagram, in our subscription, we have Dev Center, Project, and Managed DevOps Pool. But the VMs that are empowering the agents are getting created in the Microsoft subscriptions, so we don't have to deal with VM creation, VM security, IAM roles as we do in the scale set agents or self-hosted agents. The next thing is time spent in management, which means that we can spin up the agents in a matter of seconds as we're not dealing with any management of the VMs or other configurations. Specific pools. We can create multiple team specific or workload specific pools as we can select any SKU if we want a memory optimized or memory intensive. So it can ease our work and we can segregate out, we can distribute the load with the different pools. DevOps pooling. It makes it easy for teams to find the optimal balance between the cost and the performance. If you need less cost as you don't run your agents or they don't need crazy workloads, you can select the cost side of the agent, or if you need more performance from your agent, you can select this performance side and your agent can be more performant with the SKU. And as Microsoft stated here, they observed a private preview of the customers that were able to reduce their Azure billing by as much as 50%, which is crazy amount. It's half of the cost by the Azure DevOps. It's gone. The next thing is scalability. With the skill set agents, you were able to spin up to 100 parallel agents with the skill sets, right? But with the Managed DevOps Pools, which basically orchestrates the skill set agents in the background, i.e. VMSS agents, you can scale up to thousands of agents in a single pool, which is like 10 times more than skill sets. And of course, there are notable features that Microsoft needs to state, which are, I think, like important features, i.e. you can select Microsoft hosted quick starter images as you're using in the hosted agents. The next thing is standby agents. You can choose to make your pipeline start more quickly, so you can set up a schedule when your agent needs to spin up and your pipeline can pick that agent and run without waiting for agent creation for a couple minutes. The next thing is private networking. You can create pools that are basically exist in your own private network, but this is more manageable with the hosted agent pools, right? The next thing is you can obviously bring your own image. If you need specific images that you have some sort of software that you need in there, you can bring up your own images and your agents will be getting created with that image. And you have your stateful agents. you can pick any SKU that you want. If you need, for example, if you need more performant agent, you can select and you can basically change your SKU of the agent so you can be more performant on the side. And let's say when you're using self-hosted or hosted agent, sometimes your space is not enough. You need to clean that up, all that stuff. And with the Managed DevOps Pools, you can add additional storage to your agents, to your VMs, right? With the less management overhead. And of course, the last thing is geographic co-location. You can create pools in a geographic location that is closest to your closest the rest of your resources in Azure. Now we understand the benefits of the Managed DevOps Pools. Let's see how we can set them up. We are in the Azure portal. We need to search for the Managed DevOps Pools from the top, and we're gonna click on Create. As always, we're gonna select our subscription and the resource group. And for the instance details, we need to have a dev center and dev center project. If you don't have it, you can create it from here. I'll name mine as dev center 001, and my project will be, I'll just add project before the 001, and I click OK. You need to give your Azure DevOps organization URL. In this case, mine is hconturgood. You can find this from your Azure DevOps URL. And you need to give your pool name here. In this case, I'll be doing ADO managed pool 001, and my region will be Canada Central. Maximum agents, I want to do it 2 for now. You can have it 100, whatever you want. You can select your agent size from here. You can change the size. If I click on it, I'll see the Azure SKU library on the right side if it's gonna load. Yep, I can see the available SKUs here. And OS disk type, you can select from standard SSD, and premium. I'll go with the default. And for the images, basically you can pick your own custom images from your image library if you have so, or you can have different Azure pipeline images, which are basically the hosted images that that hosted agents are using, or you can select them from the marketplace images, or you can have your own custom images from your compute gallery images if you have to do so. In this case, I'm gonna go with the default one, which is the Ubuntu server. And if I go next, I see the scaling tab, which basically asking for agent states. We have 2 options here: fresh agent at every time, which means every pipeline run will spin up a new agent. You might want to do this, but I don't prefer this for now. There's no need for me. I can use the same agent for multiple builds. The next option is standby agent mode. By default, it is off, but you can have it manually or automatic, which means that you can have your agents stand by before your pipeline build. If you have scheduled builds at midnight or during the weekend, you can basically set up your standby agent mode 5 minutes or 10 minutes before your scheduled pipeline run, so your agent can be ready and pipeline can pick up the agent. If I do manual, I can select the start time, I can select the date, I can select the time zone when our agent will be spin up, or if I select automatic, as we mentioned before, we can select the optimization of the agent based on the cost or performance. If I want to make it more cost effective, I can select, or if I want to make it more performant, I can select this side. And we can select the maximum time it's gonna be living. Default is 7 hours, and grace period, you can select it, and you can select the standby agent percentage. It's gonna be 100% by default. When we click on the next, you're gonna see the network. By default, it comes as isolated virtual network, which is basically in the Microsoft subscriptions. But if you wanna get it injected into your existing virtual network, you can configure it so you can have your agent in your own network as well. And next is storage. So basically you can select extra storages here. You can give the size, caching type, storage type, all those configuration. You can have extra storage for your agents. I'm gonna delete these. I'll go with the default. For your security, you can select if you want to use this pool in multiple organizations in your Azure DevOps. If you select it, it's gonna ask for your organizations and the project that you want to have it in. I don't want to do that for now. The next step is you can add this pool to your all of your projects in your organization by default. If you want to just specifically add this agent into a specific project, you can select no, and you need to give the project name here. But I'll go with the default again. You can enable interactive mode, and you can go with the pool administration permissions, which means it's gonna detect that who will be able to administrate the pool that is going to be created. By default, it's creator only. Whoever is creating, they can manage the pool, or you can inherit permissions from the project or specific accounts. Then you can give your accounts here. I'll go with the default again. And next, obviously tags. Please put your tags on all resources so you can follow them for cost optimization, management, whatever. Then I'll go with the next. We forgot this, so I'll go with the default. I'll go review and create here, and I'll create it. So it's gonna take a bit to create it at first, as we're creating the dev center and the project. So it's gonna create the center first, then the project, then it's gonna create the pool itself. So let's wait. Our deployment is done. As we can see, dev center, project, and the DevOps pool is deployed. And when I go to my Azure DevOps, in the project settings in agent pools, there's no pool that we just created. But if I refresh it, I'll see the Managed DevOps pool that is created here. Even further, if I go to organization settings from here, and I'll go to agent pools, I can see the agent pool here because we didn't select any specific project for it, right? So let's use this agent pool in the pipeline and see if it works. I'll go to my pipeline. First, I need to get my agent pool name. I'll go into the agent pool. I'll take it. I can see the details, security, approvals, and analytics. So I'll go into my pipelines. I have a test pipeline here. And in here, what I'll do is in the pool, I'll change my pool to the newly created one, validate and save it. Then I'm gonna run my pipeline. So what's gonna happen is it's gonna ask for a permission to access to the pool. I'll give the permission. Next, it's gonna spin up the instances because I don't have any standby agent in the pool right now. I'll go to my pool. Let's while it's spinning up the agent, let's see what we have in the agent pool on the Azure side. We can see that we have metrics, which is a perfect feature to observe the performance, what's happening with the agent pool. So in the pool, there's a pool usage metrics which has different dimensions in there. I can see it's basically dedicated colors. I can see starting, allocating, ready, not ready. I can see the pool usage. And if I scroll down, I can see pool provisioning health, request durations, failure stages. I can see error codes, all those, right? So if I go to pipeline, it's still in queue because it's trying to spin up my agent first. But on the left side in Azure, in the settings, I can see my settings and I can change them anytime. I can change the dev center, the project that I'm using. I can change my organization. I can update my maximum agent count. I can change my disk. I can change my size. I can even change my image that I'm using for this. And of course, we can update the scaling settings. Maybe we don't need automatic. We can turn it off, or we want to use fresh agent every time. We can configure networking after we create it. we can add another additional storage for our agents. We can do security stuff, identity, and we can see the agents here. Right now I have an agent which is allocated in allocated status. I'm just waiting for it. It's still in queue, and right now it is basically running my pipeline because I have an agent here. And here we go, we have the hello world output, and that's how we use the agent pools. Couple comments about it. From what I heard, some of folks saying if we update some settings, i.e. scaling or pool settings, the agent pool on the Azure DevOps might not be working, so we need to remove the agent pool from there and add it again. I didn't try it, you guys give it a try. But I think that might be related, as this is in preview still. This is not a production, still in preview. They might enhance, they might improve that stuff based on the feedback. But that's it. I really like the feature. If this video was helpful, please give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and you can share the video with your team so they can start utilizing Managed DevOps Pools. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.